You know what we do here? We discuss issues that affect you, issues that affect me, issues that affect our children, even the children yet unborn. Issues that will promote healthy rivalry, issues that will promote good governance, of course, issues that will encourage healthy citizenship. By healthy citizenship, I mean responsible following. That is what we do on the Village Square. This edition of the Village Square shall be discussing the issues that are being discussed today, and that is politics. We can't shy away from politics because we are all involved. On the 25th day of February next year, 2023, Nigerians will go to the polls again to elect the new president, the president of Nigeria that will succeed Muhammadu Buhari. Of course, several people have made themselves available, indicated their interest to succeed Muhammadu Buhari and occupy Aso Rock. From different geopolitical zones of Nigeria, we have several of them. Every one of them saying, I am the best, I am the best. Of course, no politician will tell you that he's not the best. And every one of them is saying, look, I am the man that will win the election. All we know is that one person is going to win it. From the northern part of Nigeria, we have Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, a one-time vice president of Nigeria. We have the governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, who has also indicated his interest to contest. I don't know much about Rabiu Musa Kwankwa, so whether he's going to contest or not, and on which platform, whether he's going to return to the PDP, he has left 2 or 3 times, or whether he's going to contest on the platform of his newfound love, the New Nigerian People's Party. We have the former Senate President of Nigeria talking about Bukola Saraki and others from the north. From the west, Yoruba land, we have the serving Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibajo. We have the Jagaban himself, as he calls himself, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Of course, last week, Dele Momodu withdrew from the race. Even when people say, after all, was he actually in the race? They said he was a pretender in the race. From the southwest, we have the Minister of Transportation and a one-time governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Chibike Amechi, who on Saturday, we were told, has declared his interest. Of course, Goodluck Jonathan, the former president of Nigeria, is also being rumored to nurse such ambition. Coming to the southeast, I don't know where I'm going to classify the central bank governor, whether I'm going to classify him as coming from the south or an Igbo man or thereabout. Emefiele, we have seen branded buses, tens of them, branded with the portrait of Godwin Emefiele, a serving central bank governor, not saying presidential ambition, why he is still the central bank governor. I don't know what to say about that. I am not a lawyer. I am only a teacher. So I will leave lawyers to say that. But I know that there is a section of the Act establishing central bank governor that forbids that, even though he has not officially declared. From the southeast here, of course, and that is going to be our topic this evening, we have the former governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi. We have the governor of Ebonyi State. He is sacked today. He is returned tomorrow. He will be sacked the next day. We don't know his fate. We are talking about Dave Umahi. We also have Anyim Pius Anyim. Of course, Mazi Sam Uhuabonwa and several other people who want to become the president of Nigeria. President of Nigeria of Igbo extraction. And that is our topic today. Since after Nnamdi Azikiwe of blessed memory held sway as Nigeria's president, not even executive president, that is elected president, as a ceremonial president, no Igbo man has come close to becoming the president of Nigeria. After how many years? I don't know how many years Nigeria is today. That should be 62 years or thereabouts. Help me. I'm not a mathematics teacher, but at least I'm numerate enough to know that we're over 60 years.
That's about that.
All right. No Igbo man has come close to becoming Nigeria's president. And we are one of the 3 largest domineering ethnic groups in Nigeria. The North has had it several times, from the late Yaradua to this particular man, that is the sitting President Buhari. Of course, the Southwest has had it in the person of Olusegun Obasanjo. Ijo, the fourth largest ethnic group, South-South, has had it for 6 whole years. Igbo land, one of the 3 major ethnic groups in Nigeria, has not come close to producing Nigeria's president. Since Nigeria, let's say since 1979 till this moment. The closest we have come is the office of the vice president, held by the late Dr. Alex Ekwueme. Of course, from 1999 to 2007, we occupied the number 3 position, that is the Senate president. And that was full of crisis. Within a period of 8 years, I don't know whether we had up to 7 or 8 Senate presidents. 5 or thereabouts. But one person, that is David Mark, held sway for several years. There was no crisis. We also know that Saraki held it for 4 good years or thereabouts, no crisis. But when the Igbo man held it, crisis upon crisis. In this dispensation, Igbo man has not come close to anything. No Igbo man occupies the number 1 position, number 2 position, number 3 position, even number 4 position, not even Chief Justice of Nigeria. What is the problem with Igbo lands? But the question is, are we really prepared to rule Nigeria? One senator from other states here says he will only contest if the thing is micro-zoned to the southeast. Does that speak well of a people who are interested? We are waiting for PDP and APC to zone the presidential slot to south or southeast. Are we going to wait for them to give it to us, or should we grab it with both hands? Of course, today we are going to discuss the Igbo man's chance or chances of becoming Nigeria's president come 29th May 2023. And our spotlight is going to be on Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State, who has declared his interest to succeed Buhari. Who is Peter Obi? What does he stand for? What are his chances? Can he win PDP ticket? Several questions agitate the mind of these village heads. And that is what we are going to discuss this evening. I have 2 wonderful guests with me. I have a public affairs analyst, Mr. Daniel Ukanwata. Mr. Daniel Ukanwata, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, sir.
I have my regular guest here, and that is Dr. Ikechukwu Mgborogwu. Doc, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
We shall be discussing Peter Obi and, of course, the Igbo man's chances of becoming the president of Nigeria come May 29, 2023. In the course of this program, we shall be throwing our lines open for you to call in and make your views known. Do not go away. This is a fun-filled episode of the Village Square. I am Dr. Stanley Nduagu. We shall be back very, very shortly.
My name is Nathaniel Ikechukwu. My brand name is TC Collections. I'm a fashion designer.
My name is Sebu Blessing.
My name is Emmanuel Alfred. I'm a fashion designer, the CEO of Kestin Designers.
I'm a part of the Wamba Foundation. I'm a student who just finished his fashion class and joined the digital marketing class.
I'm part of the digital marketing class organized by engineer Uzoma Wamba.
This class has been very, very beneficial to me in person.
And in this class, I've learned how to market and sell myself to the world.
Actually, the class has been an eye-opener.
It has helped us reach more customers and more clients. It has improved our knowledge and excellence in what we do.
How to use a minimal minute in meeting someone, and under the space of a minute or 2, I can pass an idea on everything I do to the particular person and also reach out to the world from where I am.
I've learned how to market my goods to make my product visible to audience.
I thank Engineer Uzoma Wamba for the opportunity he has given me and so many of us in learning this, and it has helped us in enhancing our brand and ideas we have.
I really want to appreciate Engineer Uzoma Wamba for organizing such a wonderful program.
Thank you, Engineer Uzoma Wamba. Thank you for bringing this opportunity to us.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
May God bless him in Jesus' name.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is the Village Square, and we are discussing the Igbo man's chances of ruling Nigeria. Since after a very long time, we've not come close to having it. After Nnamdi Azikiwe, who was the ceremonial president, and we are going to have our spotlight on Peter Gregory Obi, and my guests are Daniel Ukanwata and Dr. Ikechukwu Mgborogwu. Who is Peter Obi? Let us run a brief on him. Peter Gregory Obi was born on the 19th day of July 1961 in Anambra State. He attended Christ the King College, Onitsha, and the University of Nigeria in Nsukka, where he graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree in philosophy in 1984. A lover of education, he went further to Lagos Business School, where he studied how to do business well, permit me to say that. He went further to Harvard Business School, Boston, Massachusetts, United States of America. He also went to London School of Economics, Columbia Business School, and Institute of Management Development, Switzerland. He also attended several courses on management development and business. He was a banker and a director in Fidelity Bank. Peter Obi was the governor of Anambra State from 2006. He was impeached after about 1 year in office. Of course, within the period he was impeached, another election was conducted that ushered in a new governor, and that should be the man that lost the election recently in Anambra State, Dr. Andy Oba. Peter Obi went back to the court, and of course, the court overturned his impeachment. Not done, he also went back to the court, where the court ruled that he must serve out his tenure as the governor of Anambra State. That returned him to power, and Dr. Andy Oba was sacked. Peter Obi took over his seat as the governor of Anambra State. He ruled for 8 good years and was a member of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA. He handed over 8 years ago to Chief Willie Obiano. He did well as a governor of Anambra State. Of course, we know that for the first time in Nigeria, we saw figures we've never seen any governor leave behind, running into billions of naira. And unfortunately, I don't know whether that is true. The man who inherited billions of naira left a debt profile of about 100 billion naira to his successor. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Obi left ABGA when things fell apart between him and his godson, Willie Obiano, and he joined the People's Democratic Party, where he contested as the deputy vice presidential candidate with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. We know how the election went. It went the way of Muhammadu Buhari and Professor Yemi Osinbajo. 4 years after, he wants to be the president of Nigeria on the platform of the People's Democratic Party. He has declared his interests to contest the election. And of course, on Saturday, or thereabouts, Dele Momodu withdrew from the race that he was supporting Peter Obi. That is the brief on Peter Gregory Obi, one Igbo who wants to contest and become the president of Nigeria. Dr. Mgborogwu, no Igbo man has been the president of Nigeria since 1979 up to this moment. What does that say, and who is to blame?
Thank you very much, the village head. I think what that means is that we've been at the background.
Who pushed us to the background?
We.
Okay.
The Igbo man has pushed himself to the background. And what it has to say about us is that we are not trying.
Trying or trying enough?
We are not trying. I'm not talking about enough. It is when you try that you're not talking about trying enough.
Okay.
And that being said, it is another opportunity and time for us to see if we can now try, and for us to see that if we can become the president, knowing fully well that since early 60s, within late 60s, that Nnamdi Azikiwe was the ceremonial president of the
just a figurehead.
Yes. When Abubakar Tafawa Balewa was the prime minister,
the owner of the government.
Good. That no Igbo man has ever become president. when you were doing your introduction, you talked about Dr. Alex Ekwueme, who was the vice president. During the military era, I remember that Rear Admiral Madueke, Alison Madueke, was chief of...
not Alison. That should be Ebitu Kiwe.
No. Before Ebitu Kiwe.
Okay.
Alison Madueke came and spent very few period after he became the governor, administrator of Anambra State.
Okay.
He was just pulled on ceremoniously. The next person that spent some time was Ebitu Kiwe, our brother here in Abia State. And that was during the time of military era. In the civilian dispensation, it was only Dr. Alex Ekwueme. And every other attempt was foiled by us.
Okay, not even by the Northerners.
No. No Northerner has
stopped us from becoming the president of Nigeria.
I have evidences, and when we get into the business proper, I will let you know.
You will tell me how the Igbo man stopped an Igbo man, or how an Igbo man stopped himself from being the president. Mr. Ukanwata. No Igbo man has been the president of Nigeria since Nnamdi Azikiwe left office, not just as executive president, but as a ceremonial president. I want us to mark that word, ceremonial. What is your take?
Well, thank you very much. I think, just like he rightly said, we can't possibly be blaming the Northerner. We share a larger part of the bulk of the blame for what has befallen us. Even at the moment, as it stands now, I think our people needs to change our narrative and our thinking so that we can actually catch up with what is going on. Because I think that the reason why we are where we are now is because we probably want to blame other people. And
for whatever failure we have, we just blame the Northerners.
Yes, we blame the Northerners. Just like what is happening now. We're no longer talking about what happened in the past. In this current democratic setting, how come that when, in fact, there is one trend now that you see young persons say they never leave you behind. Currently, we've been left behind too, because every other region tried to catch up with the politics of this democratic setting, but only the Igbo man decided to stay behind
and then blame others.
Blame others for whatever that befalls them. So I think this is basically, even as was you said, our topic today is Peter Obi.
Spotlight on
even
him.
The spotlight that is on him. Just this presidential. Before I came today, I think when I talked about being here today on the social media and talked about the fact that we're going to talk about Peter Obi, I see so many commentaries on my wall. And what were these people saying? People were saying, even the Peter Obi you're talking about that wants to become right now, while Atiku, the other guys are moving around, he's currently at his hometown.
That is true. Somebody wrote it yesterday on Daily Vanguard that Igbo man is not prepared yet to become the president. That they're not moving, reaching out.
People are doing to catch up with them. You're allowing them to, and this is the reason why it seems like these people are ahead of us.
And we're waiting for it to be given to us instead of going to take it.
You want the? I'm not saying you should not also play the police of this zoning being microsome to us, but then. Why don't you just do something that will even make the other person think that this person is actually ready for this?
All right, Dr. Mgborogwu, you said something very, very sensitive, that Northerners are not our problems, that the Igbo man is stopping himself from being the president of Nigeria. Just 1 minute so that we can go into Peter Obi's case.
Very brief. We, the Igbos, is our problem too. Of becoming the executive president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Before now, Dr. Alex Ekwueme could have finished the tenure of Obasanjo. A fortnight ago, when we have a spotlight on Tinubu, I said it, and I'm repeating it today. There is no Igbo man that will want his brother to be president except him. There is no Igbo man that is ready to work for the success of his brother, who is more intelligent, who is more acceptable, forget his net worth financially, who is more acceptable to the people of Nigeria to be. Igbo man want to perpetuate himself to others. Rather, we are only ready to make sure that we run our brother down. And that has already started in this dispensation.
Do you have any evidence to buttress that point?
Very clear.
Can we know?
Sure. Village head, let me take you just 2 minutes, or 1 minute, let me put it that way.
I'll give you 2.
Okay, 2 minutes. In Igbo land, How many aspirants do we have now?
We have 4 top aspirants. I think we will have more than that.
We're
going to have up to.
Joseph
He hasn't said he's going to contest. Joseph says he will contest if it is microzone to the south.
That is.
I didn't mention
that. Is a late statement. Rochas Okorocha has.
Yeah, I didn't mention him. That is another one.
Fine. Before all these people, Anyim Panyosanyim have declared. Mau Ohuabongwa have declared. Peter Obi have declared. We have about 5 of them right there.
6.
Okay, 6 of
Former
them.
Chief Judge of Anambra State.
Yes.
Umade.
Justice Umade.
So we have 6 aspirants.
Have equally declared.
But don't you think that the more the merrier?
The more the merrier by statement. But the more confusion. Because each of these 6 has the capacity financially to do it. They are all qualified. They don't say that any of them did not qualify. But the problem now is that all of them would want to be president, not considering that we can allow this my brother to go and let us give him support.
All right, Mr. Ukanwata, is it possible that all the Igbo aspirants will step down for one person? Remember, they are not from the same party. We have those from the APC. Do you see an APC presidential candidate from of Igbo extraction stepping down for a PDP presidential candidate? Is it possible?
Well, the idea of having so many aspirants, even they not had so many aspirants.
That is true.
But then, what is important is this aspirant. How many of them have just before now positioned themselves very well to
properly?
That's the issue. It's not about how many that came out just before now. We've also had presidential aspirants from the southeast region. But how many of them have even come third or fourth? What is the reason? This is because we have failed in strategical positioning. Yes, Peter Obi just declared how many days ago? After several. Meanwhile, an article who failed the election in 2019, he said he even wanted to do one term, right? And now this is 2023. You still want to contest again. Now,
and he has been sending people about building structures here and there.
The number of delegates in that same PDP that an article have visited, had meetings with them. Peter Obi is here to do most of those things. He has just declared, and as far as I'm concerned, he has not. See, if Peter Obi had declared earlier on, before the time he is declared, there are so many persons who would have killed, because now the only quality Peter Obi is moving around with now is his antecedent
as a former governor.
Even though those who are not from this part of there are so many persons who waited for Peter Obi to do that declaration. They just wanted to see him say, as this man is the most qualified for this office. But then, are you seeing him coming? Do you think, in fact, most of the question and the argument that some persons do now is that Peter Obi does not even have the ability to release the fund that will be used to prosecute a presidential.
No, I can't you too much.
Some person, I think somebody did that on Twitter yesterday. Somebody did something that they had to put him with something that looks like coin,
yes.
And he was like, "Are you sure Peter Obi can bring out 40 coin to do this and all that?" So they are still skeptical about the man bringing out his money. And some person even say the reason why he did not declare earlier before now is because
he doesn't spend much.
So we're having an issue. Even okay, just like what he was saying, the issue of trying to bring somebody down from the APC area. The most performing governor in the southeast right now is Dave Omai.
That is quite true. There's no doubt.
By the time
in
he
it.
declared he went to Asarop to go and see Buhari and told him he wanted to succeed him. And in less than a month after meeting Buhari to say that he wanted to succeed him, there are court cases up and down to remove him as a governor. And
since then, he has been confused.
He's even trying to now hold his power.
And since then, his presidential ambition has died down.
Even
since that day,
I think there's when he was on channels last week, he said his presidential campaign is still on course. But then I know that even while he was saying that, he knew that what he was fighting for at the moment is how to retain his seat as a governor.
Until further
because
notice.
Until he now he's assured that this particular one is there for him. He can't even continue with the other one he's doing. So as it is now, the only thing we have is a Peter Obi whose candidacy is being accepted. I think the only thing we have is the northern voters.
All right, yes. Let's come down. Peter Obi is a good candidate. Peter Obi did well when he was governor of Anambra State. Peter Obi is educated, that we know. Peter Obi has the money, Nsogwade. But Dr. Mgborogwu, do you see him as being capable of winning PDP tickets based on all the indices surrounding the race?
All right. Precisely on the 5th day of March 2022, Wikipedia confirms that he has $3 billion.
Peter Obi, $3 billion.
Yes, that Peter Obi has $3 billion. If Peter Obi has $3 billion, he has a money that can make him become the governor.
The president.
The president of this federation. Because I know that there's no person in this country that has become a president with spending $3 billion.
It's not possible.
Fine.
But does he need to spend so much to become president?
No. He doesn't need to do that. Every indices is pointing towards P2B to becoming PDP presidential candidate.
Beat Atiku?
I have my reasons. Though the other person said, except this thing is being micro-zoned to southeast. But this time around, the Nigerian politics of the north and south is a very big problem to the southeast. North and south means the four
the three geopolitical zones, yeah, and about 20-something states.
And the three geopolitical zones of the south.
South.
And in the south, the southeast is the only state that has, the zone that has five
states. Others have 6 and above.
6 and above. And the other ones that have 6 and above accept that it is the turn of the southeasterners.
In principles or in practice?
Principles.
Okay.
Not practice. But because by practice, it will be overrun.
Okay.
Now, let me quote Ayo Fayose. Precisely on Thursday.
That was Thursday or Wednesday?
Thursday.
Okay.
He said, I love the Igbo man. The Igbo race is the biggest race in this country. The Igbo man has the intelligence to do everything. That if you come to Lagos, apart from the indigenous people of Lagos, the Igbo race is the largest. If you go to Kano, apart from the indigenous people of Kano, the Igbo race is the largest. Go to Maiduguri.
He said every state headquarters.
Every state capital, that the Igbo race is the largest. In terms of voting, that the Igbo man votes the highest vote in those states. But when it comes to reality of moving an Igbo man, that there be no Igbo man to vote. Why? We have one thing against each other. We don't register. We don't have PVCs. We don't do this. We don't that. We don't do that. Therefore, if an Igbo man will wake up tomorrow or today to go and get his PVC, those of us that are in Nigerian diaspora, remember that wherever they are, that any vote they casted for an Igbo candidate of any political party, that the Igbo man wins.
All right, let me ask Mr. Ukanwata. Party delegates determine who emerges the candidate of any political party. We're going to be having delegates from the north and from the south. If a northerner like Atiku makes himself available and Peter Obi makes himself available, they go to the polls. That is the primary election. What factors do you think will work in favor of and against Peter Obi? Considering one Atiku there, considering one Bukola Saraki there, let us just limit ourselves to these two. Do you see Peter Obi trumping over Atiku, the heavyweights that can bring out the money, that has a connection, that has other things it takes to become president or presidential candidate? Considering also that Peter Obi may not be willing to dole out the kind of money Atiku will want to dole out. Let us remember the dollars that passed from one hand to the other in the 2019 or 18 primaries. So do you see, putting Atiku and P2B side by side, do you see a P2B beating an Atiku Abubakar?
Let's just be honest with ourselves. I'm going to be blunt as much as I can.
We say things bluntly on the village square.
And,
after the village head is here, you are protected.
The answer to that question is a no.
Okay.
Looking at it financially, P2B might have he had something, but then he cannot match
Atiku Abubakar
financially. Then second, I think the most important aspect of this is that an Atiku Abubakar is a political strategist. As it stands now, don't be surprised. Do you know that in 2018, Wike, as a sitting governor in PDP, said nothing was going to happen unless they bring the PDP primaries to Port Harcourt.
To Port Harcourt, yes.
I stay in Port Harcourt. Do you know that an Atiku paid months ahead almost all the hotels in Port Harcourt, that even on the eve of that primary, Wike was moving people from Port Harcourt, his state, to Owerri.
To lodge,
because an Atiku has occupied
all the hotels
everywhere in his own state.
In Wike's own state.
Wike's own state. That is telling you how prepared the man is when he wants to get these things. So he prepares ahead of time. By the time you're spending your little time trying to, in fact, I think P2B yesterday said he might, judging from his attitude as a governor, he can become a consensus.
I heard him say that.
A consensus candidate. But then he's not considering the fact that no matter how we want to paint it, he needs to up his game, do a lot for him to match with this person, because you're dealing with somebody who doesn't just sit idly waiting for.
Atiku wouldn't.
He's not. He is going extra mile to make sure that even your own people, just like the only person who has been fiercely fighting something that has to do with the Atiku is Wike. But then you can see that Atiku went and picked Dobesi from there, that he's south border, so that they can be doing
they can neutralize it.
They can
now let me add Dr. Mgborogwu. The Wike factor. Wike has been talking, acting, and he has not, though he has not declared officially what he wants to vie for. Do you see the Wike factor as affecting the chances of our brother P2B in the PDP, knowing the influence Wike wields
in PDP?
In PDP.
Fine. What I want to bring to bear is that Wike has officially said he's running for the presidency.
Officially or unofficially?
Officially.
Officially.
All right.
For a governor to come on air to say that he is contesting for the president or presidency of this country means that people will be waiting for the day he will show them the forms. He has said it. And Wike has been the backbone of PDP. If you can trace very, very well from 2019 till today, his wish has remained the final result.
That is true.
Of PDP. If he says this thing will not happen, that thing will not happen. He has been the only mouthpiece. Despite the fact
at a time he became the publicity secretary on his own.
And chairman and everything. Even despite the fact that Ugwuanyi was made to be the chairman of the zoning committee of PDP. Ugwuanyi has never made a statement on air up to tomorrow.
It has been Wike.
It has been Wike doing the work of Ugwuanyi and doing the work of public secretary of PDP and everything. Telling Tombowa, Obaseki, if they do this, he will do that. And openly said, if I leave PDP, PDP will be forgone. Now, his factor can affect everything as far as PDP is concerned. Wike's entrance into the game can change everything.
And can affect P2B.
Can affect P2B based on what my brother just analyzed on the issue of economical way of spending money.
P2B does not spend.
He don't spend. He's the only governor that was using 5 cars on his convoy. He started with, P2B said, I was using 22 cars on my convoy until I discovered that 13 of the vehicles were empty. It was only the driver and his girlfriend or any other person that stays in 13 vehicles out of the 22. If these 13 vehicles will be on my convoy, wasting petrol, wasting everything, what are they doing? He withdrew them and decided to go on 5 convoy. You understand?
Yes.
These are little.
But this is the kind of person we need as a president.
Yes, and when we come to that, that is exactly what we want. But because we are talking about the party politics, where you mentioned about the delegates and the party primaries, there is no Nigerian politician that belongs to a particular party that is not fighting for one position or the other, particularly as it concerns delegates of the political party. Whether it is 5-man delegate, whether it is 20-man delegate, their purpose of fighting for that is the money they will make in that delegate. And I'm telling you that as soon as they get to the convention ground,
it will be money.
It is the winner takes it all. That is where you see us being funny. That is where nobody now knows that the village head is important in this village square. That is where nobody knows that any of the contributors here is important as long as this public affair business is concerned. It is now who brings the biggest amount of money.
Times in dollars.
Yes, in dollars. Like last time, Atiku paid with dollars.
I was told that it was up to $5,000 per delegate.
And every delegate that went to Port Harcourt, some of them came home with millions of naira. Some some that never have houses in their communities, build houses. Some married new wives. Some took chieftaincy titles.
Yeah, those who had one made it two. Three, okay.
You understand? They paid for many hotels. And that is the essence of that.
Being a delegate. The benefit of being a delegate.
Fine. Wike as a person is very, very ready to come to that convention ground, which he is going to determine where it is going to be.
You sure?
Sure.
Let me ask Mr. Ukanwata. Do you foresee confusion in the PDP that will affect, that's in the PDP primaries, that will affect Peter Obi?
Remember, he's not a controversial man. Just like you said, he is what we actually need as a country now. But then, is he actually what we can offer? Because even though we think that is what we want, what we need, our people are not even ready to play the game and say, okay, this is actually who we want, so let's go and keep it. No. They want to just everybody, like everybody saying, they cash out. And so, if this become the case, if Wike does not soft pedal in the PDP, it becomes more difficult. It is already difficult, but it's going to be more difficult because Wike is from the south.
Yeah.
And Atiku is from the north. So let's assume Atiku is coming with the bulk delegate vote coming from the north.
So which he will have.
Then you now have Peter Obi coming from the southeast. And then remember that the person we're talking about, like, let's assume that Wike is actually in the race now. Remember that almost all the southeast governors it is today are loyal to Wike than they are to Peter Obi.
100%.
They are co-governor.
100%.
So if a Wike is in
the race,
it makes everything more.
It reduces the chances.
It reduces the chances of Peter Obi. And you know that what we are doing here, what the people want, like the general public, if you sample opinion, people want Peter Obi. But in this aspect,
in the primary election, people's opinions do not count. Can never count. The delegates have to say. Now, Igbo men or Igbo land, how do I put it? Do you see this as our best chance or our worst chance of producing the president of Nigeria, Dr. Ikechukwu Mgborogwu?
This is our worst chance.
In what way?
Good. You see, the Northerners are better politicians than us. They foresee tomorrow. Why is it that the two main or major political parties is zoning the presidency to North and South? Even at that they have zoned it to North and South. The Northern
Has any zoning been announced? Except the president announced any zoning. Sorry, sir. It is the only APC that has said it has been zoned to the south. PDP says it is going to throw it open.
I want to tell you that that will not happen. You don't throw. This is not Abia. Why you throw it open to two zones?
The Abia Central and Abia North.
Fine. You don't do that.
Okay.
PDP cannot do that. They will narrow it down to north or south. And the powers that be in the party in the south is from south-south.
That is in the PDP.
In the PDP. And in the
South-South has a powerful candidate.
And they have powerful candidates. You understand? In the South-South now, you are just talking about, in the PDP, you're talking about
PDP.
Wike.
Wike, that's the only powerful candidate from the South-South now.
No, I think a few days ago there was this thing that the Akwa Ibom State governor has also declared.
Yeah, yes. Boy, can we classify him as being powerful?
No.
We can't classify him as being powerful.
Those are mere statements. They want to see that the South-Southerners even know the politics more than the Southeastern people. This is what we call the divide and rule. One person will come from the South-South, even if there are two. Tomorrow, the other one will step down for that person in the South-South.
And it's not possible to happen in the Southeast.
Who will step down for each other? In 2007, I was at ANP National Convention, where Buhari was given the ticket to run. In that convention, we have one Hausa man, somebody Adeniran. The race are Northerners. Both Yerima them, a lot of them. This Abba, this present, no, it's not the present APC chairman, but a lot of them are Northerners. At the Ego Square, when it was time to vote, all the presidential aspirants from the North will come and took the microphone. Salami, they just speak outside the Arabic language.
Yes.
They will say they have stepped down for Buhari. Except Yerima, whom they use as the striker that will break other people's bone. Apart from that, Yerima, the other, they ran from the west.
From Yoruba.
Later withdrew. When it was around 4 o'clock to 5, Yerima came up, took the microphone. After speaking different languages and English language, he said, I am stepping down for my senior brother,
Muhammadu
Buhari. Ego Square broke into two.
And that was a calculated
business to move out others. During Ekweme and Obasanjo, Ekweme was beaten Obasanjo until he urged Okalu and Solomon. No. What's the name in Enugu? This the former governor.
Okay.
No. This man that bleaches. The former governor of Old Anambra State, Jim Wobodo. Two of them broke the camel's neck back by speaking different Alpha languages.
In favor or against?
In favor of Obasanjo.
Against their brother Alex Ekweme. And that was how Alex Ekweme lost out. So that was our best chance of producing Nigeria's president.
That was the very best time for the Southeasterners to produce the president of Nigeria. Knowing fully well that Alex Ekweme spearheaded
the formation of PDP. He did. When Obasanjo was in prison.
Where was Obasanjo?
All right. Okay. Is this the best chance or the worst chance for Saudi? 1 minute, because we shall be throwing our lines open soon.
It's certainly the worst chance. Because right now, just like what we were saying before now, in 2015, the Northerners brought APC. And when they brought APC, our people held back PDP.
Supported PDP.
So when they supported PDP, now the Northerners have used APC to take back the power.
That means PDP has not been fair to the Southeast.
Just even after we've done all this for them.
For PDP.
Just right now too. If they mistaken, because PDP, the reason why it seems like PDP wants to get united is because they know if they lose this coming election,
they are gone.
It will be difficult for them to come back.
The party will fold up.
But now, are they ready also to now, because giving it to the Southeast is just because they've made you become the whipping dog here. Every day we are crying because we even have today somebody said the Star Times shared the voting strength of each state, and in the first 15 you cannot see any Southeast state. We are all lagging behind the voting strength.
The vote of Kano State alone is more than that of the entire 5 states of the Southeast.
44 local governments.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what it means?
We are discussing Igbo man's chances of producing the next president of Nigeria that will succeed Muhammadu Buhari. And our spotlight is
on Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State. What is your take? What is your view? What do you have to say? What is your opinion? And what is your contribution to this? Hello?
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Your name, sir, and where you are calling from?
From Aban.
Go ahead, sir.
I thank you with standard given colleague there.
Thank you very much.
I like the question you asked in Mgborogwu, which he really stumbled over it. The truth of the matter, he said after 1 minute will not do. He gave him 2 minutes to explain how Igbo man was, growing up with a fellow Igbo man, which he was not really a slave. Let me tell you the way it is about East, South, East, and Northern and Nigeria as a whole. The South East is being relegated behind, even from the one. For instance, you made mention of Atiku, chances of winning it and all the rest of them. People already have $3 billion in his account. This is personal effort. They have been making since his life. They don't want to spend the money anyhow. Okay, now in fairness and equity, the people cannot allow an Eastern man to come up. That's the whole truth about it.
Who will not allow an Eastern man?
I mean a man from the East here.
Who will not allow an Easterner?
He said the man from the East here.
My brother, they will not. For instance, even if they were thought they would try. The South South is supporting Jonathan. Look at Wike coming up now. So all these things we are just trying to get about the bush. At the end of the day, we see the most qualified mind, but let me shock you now. Among the aspirants now from the north, how many of them being judged by EFCC and not the rest of them?
Did what?
But if you have only 6 here, 4 or 5 are being executed and not that. I don't know where the come from. That's not being the problem. People man is trying. They are not giving us the chance.
Which presidential candidates of the Southeast? Okay, he said that Southeast presidential candidates have been investigated by the EFCC, if I heard him right.
He said again that he finally concluded by saying that Igbo man is trying, but they are not giving them a chance. In the presidency in politics, do you need to be given a chance?
All right. So,
they don't dash presidency.
They don't dash presidency. You go and fight for it and take it. All right. Hello? All right. I would love it if you speak up a little.
All right. Like you people rightly said, these people is just out for the money. Let's just assume that this thing, there's no money in it. Nobody's aspiring for all these things. So we shouldn't be counting all these things.
Hey, do you see any woman having the chances of becoming Nigeria's president next year?
Hello?
I said, do you see any woman becoming Nigeria's president next year?
I don't see that, honestly. I don't see that. And we should not be fighting for this. This is not the right time for us to be fighting this. We have better things. We have many things for us to do.
Okay, this is not the time for any woman to aspire to become Nigeria's president. Is that what you meant?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you for your contribution.
Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Odin from Aba.
All right, sir, your contribution.
Yeah. Having the chance of being the president of Nigeria, I don't think Igbo man currently have that chance because of the surroundings. There are many fighters that surrounded the Igbo man, being as that it stands now.
Can we know just one?
So the ethnic and other referendum and other things that we are fighting for. So it looks as if the Northerners will not allow the Igbos to hold it, so that they can still regain their power.
How does referendum produce Nigerian president of Igbo extraction?
Yes, I don't think it's possible that they will allow Igbo to take it.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for your contribution. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Your name and where you're calling from. You have 1 minute.
Honorable Friday is calling from Oshamaba.
Go ahead, sir.
I don't see any Igbo man be a president of Nigeria.
Including Peter Obi?
Yes, because we are looking for a referendum. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Result at well. It is becoming obvious that Igbo land will not produce. That means Igbo people are not even going to come out. Even if Igbo land produces the best candidate, nobody is going to. Let's take more calls. The result is becoming obvious. Hello?
Okay. I'm Enjoyment. Calling from Power.
Enjoyment. Welcome to the video square. Your contribution.
My own contribution is that I don't really think that Igbo man will be president. Because in the politics, if I thought that maybe in Igbo land they have like 5 people that will contest for president, maybe like in APC or PDP, and the reason why I say that they have none of them will have the chances because none of them were actually ready to support and bring one person to stand for it, either for APC or PDP. In answer.
All right, thank you. Let's take more calls.
They are not ready to support each other.
All right, you've made your point. Let's take more calls.
Okay, my name is Ikechukwu.
All right, go ahead with your contribution.
My contribution to what is that let our people come out and get their duties so that we can join hands together to elect an Igbo man for president, because this is our turn. And they are saying, so other things, at least through this one, we will get other things we want by the special grace of God.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Mgborogwu, all the callers except one said Igbo man cannot be Nigeria's president. Your parting shot.
Well, Igbo man needs so many things. Let them decide what they need. But I say this is the worst time for Igbo man to look for presidency or become president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
All hope lost?
80%.
Mr. Ukanwata.
Well, I actually don't think all hope is lost.
Okay.
You know, I'm a very active person on social media, and we keep having this conversation. One of the people have said the reasons why an Igbo man cannot be is because somebody made mention of a referendum, that IPOB and these persons are asking for a referendum. And I've actually told somebody, if Buhari can become a president, even when Boko Haram is actually having an onslaught on the northerners there, and it did not stop a northerner from contesting, I don't think that the activities of IPOB or the referendum, whatever they're talking about, should stop an Igbo man from actually contesting. So, but the only thing we need to change is the fact that we need to be proactive in getting what we, just like I've said, if Peter Obi wants to get a president for the Igbos, then he needs to just look at now. Just a few days back, you've seen an Amechi now continuously saying he is Igbo. Maybe probably because you have seen that people from the southeast area are not even being well positioned to actualize the presidential this. He now wants to use also talk about the fact that he's from the Igbo.
But he has always been saying that.
No, that's what I'm saying. And now he even said it even while as a governor. He had said that. Even when Buhari was actually contesting, when they were campaigning in Imo State, he also said often and on. So what I'm not saying is that people are now saying, okay, even if the Igbo man directly cannot get it, this other person, this one that is now by the current that has actually agreed, unlike his the current governor, who has always said he's not has always keeping saying that he's Igbo. So probably I've said the fact that people are talking about a referendum, those things should not stop us from getting, because
thank you very much, Mr. Ukanwata. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for being part of the Village Square this evening. Igbo man, go out there, obtain your PVC, go and vote for that candidate of your choice. Referendum or no referendum, let Igbo people do what they are supposed to do and gain their pride of place in Nigeria. And that is my parting shot this evening. Let's do it again on the Village Square next week. Until then, remember abiding. I am Dr. Stanley Nduagu, the village head and your host. Goodbye.